Hey everyone, I'm Adam, the founder of StruCalc, and I'm excited to introduce you to something that our team's been working on for the past year. We call it StruCalc Core. It's a web-based structural calculation software with 3D interface that's incredibly easy to use. Its ability to quickly create structures, loads, connect link levels of structures, it's way beyond anything that's competitive in this space today for residential engineering. When I started working at StruCalc 25 years ago, the goal was simple back then. It was just to make structural design faster and easier and more intuitive. People were using spreadsheets back then, and a lot of people still are today. I think we've made spreadsheets and spreadsheet style programs obsolete. Since I founded the Vitruvius project and we acquired StruCalc, we've taken that original vision of Pete Bambi of intuitive software and we're pushing it forward into the next generation here using the tools that are available today. We like to say we're an IT company with an engineering problem, and I think that shows when you look at the UI UX design and the professionalism behind the web app in general. The engineering is always paramount to us. We have in-house PhDs and PEs that work relentlessly on quality control. And I think that this new product is going to usher in a new era, not just for the existing user base who we always want to support. And you'll see features in here that show that we are still looking out for you guys, but also bringing in the new generation of designers and structural engineers, showing what can be done today versus the desktop apps we've always had before. So let's jump into StruCalc Core. So once you get logged into the new product, you're just going to go in here and start out with creating a new project. We'll do some pretty simple designs in this first overview, but what you're going to see is you first come into the project information, customer information, project location, set your default codes. So we are setting up our default building codes, and the first most powerful tool you're going to see is the hazard information. There's detailed videos about this from beta testers, but first thing we're going to do is we're going to want to set that hazard information. It will be invaluable later in the program as it auto sets loads everywhere for you, which really streamlines your design. I'm going to use the corporate headquarters here. We're just going to run snow loads for this demo. And it comes back pretty quick. This is hooked up directly to ASCE. So the same values you're going to get on the website, same thing you're going to get here. You see your ground snow load and other information that you need. You can hit save. This is going to go directly into now your project. And you can see you've got a summary here. Or you can go in here and look at the full hazard report. Again, I just ran snow, so this can get rather verbose, quite a bit bigger. You'll see how we use these directly in the program later. So first thing we're going to do, I thought I'd show you this here. So you can see created by, designed by. This has a completion, which will lock out the design, mark this as complete. And that's very important to notice because what it's signifying is that we have team collaboration for the first time in StruCalc history, as well as team communication. And I'll demo some of that later. But we have the ability to, you can either work on single design modules with other people, or the whole project can be a collaboration between different designers, different companies, and everything's tracked inside the app. So we'll go back over here to the main project. I think this is going to feel like home to everybody. When you hit create new, you're going to see the StruCalc design modules. We haven't added any new design modules, not necessary. We don't like to be verbose with our design modules, have a ton of these things for no reason. You can get into each one of these and does it do anything that you really need to do. The retaining wall module has really quite a significant improvement. Same with the wood shear wall module. It's really next level. But we're going to go simple designs right now just to give you an overview here. So I'll start with the floor beam, our good old friend here. You'll see that I have my default set to 3D. You can zoom in. You're going to feel everything over here, same StruCalc inputs. It's definitely still StruCalc. You can go in here to loads. You're going to have a little bit better way to add loads. You have your area load, tributary widths, side 1, side 2 is still available. I like this lock load feature, so you can unlock it and change it, or you can lock it and it'll stay to the span length of whatever it is that you're doing. You can type in foot, inches, or decimal. I like using feet and inches. Here you'll see your supports, A, B. We've got bottom and flush mount now, which we didn't used to have. I'll show you that a little bit. You see the support types are still all here. You've got your bearing length, and we've got a new thing called framing type, beams, foundations, columns, walls. That's going to make sense when you start playing with links. So it's the same old design modules. This is the 3D version. Now, what I really like is we kept that same 2D desktop 2D view if you want to keep using that. Or, we use it in conjunction. We actually flip back and forth and do both. I think this is going to feel just like the desktop to almost everybody as you're migrating over to get these new features we have available: elevation view, plan view. Here you're going to see we have this interactive diagram. UI, it's always very important to us. UX is paramount, I think. Workflow is just as important as the engineering when it comes to how quickly you can use this program. And what you'll see here is in info mode, you have your supports, A and B, which in support mode over here, you can get all of this information. You can also click right here, beam, foundation, column, wall. So that's A. You can switch to B. Here's where you can go flush mount. And flush mount, you can get your hangers. Hangers are integrated Simpson strong tie. You can open those up. This is hitting the live API. This is a lot more powerful than the ones in the desktop. It's a lot faster. And there's this cool thing for primary and alternate mode. So you can hit primary and also select a few alternates, and it will stay there. And this information will show up in the printout as well. Little team collaboration thing. Here's notes. This is going to show if you had this shared with other people, you could say something like write support B flush mount. I'm just coming up with this off the top of my head. About the Simpson hanger primary and alternative. I selected. Cool thing here is you can make this private for yourself, or you can include the notes and comments on the PDF. People that this project are working on here, you'll see the hanger filled in as it's now set. You'll see their comments here, and this will all show up in the printout. So we'll go back over here. We'll check out loads a little bit. We've got a uniform load, trap load, point load, moment load. These are all, everybody's used to these. When you add a new one, what we really like here is we've added in load groups. So you can have one load with multiple combination types. So you can go, and this is kind of a throwback to the olden days of StruCalc where everything was a live and dead load together. So we can go ahead and throw this in and add that. And now this is a live, it's a combined load. Less load adding that way. We like that feature. Hit calculate. You're going to get your adequacy cards. Everybody's used to that. We have capacity used versus capacity remaining. The default is capacity used. And we also have the auto size feature here. And it's going to come in here and say, hey, these adequacies are not passing. I've got this kind of loaded up. So we'll go ahead and put something rather large on here. Oh, that's the minimum depth. That's right. I know the maximum depth. And so we'll go in here and we'll pick something that's 13% adequate. Make that our primary. And we'll close that out. There you go. Auto size. Those alternates can also show up on the printouts if you'd like them to. You'll see an axis up here. This gets pretty handy in 3D. You can see your supports also. So it's just a single design module we're looking at right now. Reports are going to feel very much the same as they used to. You will see some better information, some better notes. There's your VMD diagrams, elevation view loading diagram. Here you'll see the note that I added here, notes and comments. You would see any responses from other people if you wanted to add those to the printouts. So that's a floor beam. What I'm going to do real quick, I'm not sure, just real quick to show a link. So I'm not going to go really in depth into it. Those are going to come in other videos with complicated designs. You'll see how fast they are. But just to show you guys how fast links are compared to what they used to be, is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to put a column on the left-hand side. Here's my compatible side. I'm just going to say I want a column. We'll call this left column. Okay. Just leave that defaulted. So now we've got that column. I can double click it And it's going to stay in 3D. Now I'm on the column. You can see it's highlighted. And I can go in here and make this, say, a 4x10. And here's what's cool. I can flip this to top-down view over my links, and I can actually move this around and get flush mount and things like that if I want. Now this one is set to a bottom mount, which means it has to stay on top. You'll see if I want to, I could go up to the beam, go to that support, the A support, and I could make that a flush mount. And you'll see right there quickly, you're gonna get the flush mount here. That's earlier we had the hanger that we selected here on the left. So you can see the difference between bottom and flush mounting pretty quickly. Change your support types if you want. We'll go back down here to the column, lock this to top view, and you can actually move this around if you want to. I think for the X direction, you can see that it's movable if you would like. And here, X view, Y view, or throw it back in free view and play with it. When you do the calculations on this, it's going to do not just taking a single on-center beam, putting it on an on-center column. It respects offsets. Column has offsets on it. It's also directional. So if you want this to be oriented in the other direction, you can flip it like that. And you can offset it and move it left, right, flush mount it however you want. It is a building program. I think that's one of the things that we like to stress here is we are letting you design everything. So there are defaults you can set up, and there are defaults when you add things, and then you fine tune them, you move them around, you're actually building structures. Now, what Core does is, it lets you, just like the desktop, you can see the designs that are below it, designs that are above it. If I was to add something above this beam here, I could see it as well. And then you can go up and down through those and stay in 2D or 3D. They show the links in 2D and 3D, and that's really, really powerful. So I'll do more complicated designs in later videos. You can see how powerful the software really is. We believe we've really set the bar higher here with this next-gen software. If you think Core is cool, just wait until we release our next 2 products later this year. This is the first of 3 major launches that is going to change the whole space around residential design, and we call that Connect and Fusion. And you can trust us, we are saving our best tricks for last. This is a great product. We're excited to start supporting it, and we will talk to you later. Thank you.